Hello, this is Dr. Lewerenz at Longevity Health Institute, and here I'm at my office at the end of the day here, end of August, end of summer, and kind of sadly getting close to Labor Day and the holiday and getting into fall. But I want to bring you some new things and something that's super interesting, as always, that we're bringing to the office here at Longevity Health Institute and Lewerenz Medical Center. And if you are a patient out there, you probably already know, but just to make sure you know this and remind you, we are moving to a new location from our Rochester Hills office. You can always call us. If you're an existing patient, you're going to get an email on this. Our phone number is going to be the same in that. We're just moving down the street to a little bit larger space because of some of my tools that or toys, depends on who you ask, what we like to use here, and the space we need that help us take better care of patients and diagnose and treat them most effectively. We need more space. So we're going down the street about a half a mile to a little bit bigger office space here in Rochester Hills. And if you're an existing patient, you will obviously be notified. The thing I wanted to bring up to you, though, is we are bringing a advanced diagnostic test that's called a Wavi, W-A-V-I test, and it's a neurologic test for brain speed that helps us more accurately and early on diagnose dementia or early cognitive impairment and memory issues. And this is super, super key because of what we do here is all about prevention. And one of the biggest things that we notice, and even families and patients' friends in that report, is that a lot of memory and cognitive changes happen early in life, and we mask and we adapt and we compensate and all these things, and so they can kind of go unrecognized and underappreciated, and then often undertreated, or in a preventative model, what else we can do. And so we are going to use this device, this Wavi device, which is like an EEG. It is billable through your insurance, which is beautiful because then we're talking about no cost out of pocket, and we're able to then show you what to correct and reproduce the test that we know that it improved. But our key thing is early detection and early identification. So just to remind you out there about memory, whether it's mild cognitive impairment, early dementia, severe dementia, Alzheimer's, genetic, dementias, it doesn't matter in this sense. The epigenetics matter more, meaning other features play a huge role into brain health and into memory and into brain speed and recall, okay? And that is hormones, nutrients, toxins that can affect the brain, okay? And yes, genetics play a role, but they don't play as strong as a role as epigenetics. And we do genetic testing for Alzheimer's, just FYI, okay? But this Wavi test can also tell us how we can identify and what we can do and tweak to improve your memory and your recall and prevent dementia, which no one wants. And unfortunately, if we live long enough into our 80s and 90s or even on, likelihood of us being at risk for some form of cognitive impairment is going to be there. So let me tell you a little story today. Many of you that are my existing patients and that already know, but I take care of a lot of entertainers and athletes, and some clientele of mine are executives and CEOs and that. So the other day I had one of my executive concierge patients on the phone that was fairly new and told me about how they were surprised at one of a few things that we did that they felt made such a huge difference in their recall, their memory, their improvement of brain function and brain fog, they called it, and even creativity and initiative, which then plays a role into your job performance and your executive decision making, and your confidence in those decision making issues. And this can go on to family and friends and etc. in how memory and how your brain works. But the big thing with him, and this is very common, is anybody, even in your 40s, 45 and on, you're going to get some hormonal decline. And this gentleman, actually, he had a little bit lower DHEA, an adrenal hormone, and a significantly low testosterone. And we did use also a peptide in him to improve his growth hormone, because his growth hormone was a little bit insufficient, and peptides signal the pituitary to make more growth hormone, which helps your body essentially behave and be more youthful. In fact, studies show some peptides actually can have growth hormone effects on the body that even after one single dose, you at a cellular level and a DNA level improve that function for 7 weeks, even with one dosing. So it's pretty impressive how peptides can work. But this gentleman, we actually helped with some hormone replacement, testosterone and DHEA. We improved his diet and gut health and nutrients, and we put him on some peptides that helped, help his pituitary make a little bit more growth hormone. What he reported was amazing, because he said it wasn't his main thing. It was low energy and not great sleep, and he just wasn't feeling vital, but yet he felt like his job performance, his executive decision making, his confidence decisions, his recall, his loss of brain fog throughout the day had gotten so much better. He was just impressed. One thing that I have to tell you, and I said this in other videos, and I've done blogs on this and written about it and that, but studies show this, even the follow-up on the World Health Initiative for hormone replacement has shown this, is that hormones, testosterone and estrogen, bathe the frontal lobe and the hippocampus and create in studies bigger brain volume, meaning brain restoration. When we age, our brain can atrophy and shrink and get less vascular supply. Hormones prevent that. Hormones can even to some degree reverse that a little bit, but they help prevent that. So if you're expecting to maintain a good brain and brain health and brain function and recall and good memory and prevent disease like dementia as you age, which we are getting healthier, living longer, but some of these chronic conditions like bad bones and bad hearts and bad brains can creep up on you, and especially even slowly unrecognized. So this is why that Wavi testing and that Wavi device for us is so important. But the initiation and the improvement and optimization of hormones appropriately can have amazing, wonderful brain benefits. So I wanted to share that with you, his story, but also the benefits on how your brain health can be so improved, in a personalized functional approach and doing it right. The Wavi testing we are having here and instituting at Longevity Health Institute and Lewerenz Medical Center. It's a very simple device, almost like an EEG. It's an external electrode device that just picks up brain waves. It's about a 10-minute test. We get a full report, or you get a full report about brain speed and where the brain could be affected in that, and then where certain things like nutrients and vascular effects and hormones can play a huge role in improving memory. So it guides us and it gives us early information into cognitive impairment, but then we can also repeat that test when we initiate therapy, and not only you tell us as a patient that you're getting some improvement, or whether it's mild or significant, but we can show you objectively and then continue to follow that year by year by year, so that we are on top of things like memory loss and preventing dementia. And I think that's so key, because any data you look at, any study you look at, any health article you open, any newspaper, you're gonna hear that it's an epidemic coming in our country, and that is dementia and memory loss. It's already happening, but the rates are going up and up. So hopefully this you take home, you share with others and loved ones, regardless of age, but especially if you're 40 or 50 and a little bit older. We can help you with memory and identifying it early, and to help prevent and improve using our Wavi device, but also using our personal skills and experience in balancing hormones, nutrients, getting your vascular health better and making sure that your brain and your body is less inflamed. So hopefully this is enlightening and educating. This is Dr. Lewerenz, Longevity Health Institute. We're always here for you, me and my practitioners, new patients all the time, accepting. And again, our Rochester Hills office will soon be moving in October, and just to give you more space to bring you the best, and functional, personalized wellness medicine. This is Dr. Lewerenz. Be well.